For 7th graders, this is chapter 4.3, and we're going to solve a two-step equation. We have negative 3x plus 5 equals 2. Now our goal is to isolate this variable, and that means that the only thing I want to be on the left side of this equal mark is this x. No 3, no 5. So the first thing we're going to do is get rid of this constant 5. Remember, the constant is the number that does not have a letter. And you do that by doing the opposite operation. This is add 5, so we want to subtract 5. Now, whatever we do to the left side of the equation, we have to do to the right side of the equation. The 5's are now opposites, and they cancel. So I'm going to bring down my negative 3x and my equal, and then I have 2 minus 5. The signs are different, so that means we need to subtract them and keep the sign of the number with the largest absolute value. So 5 minus 2 is 3, and because 5's absolute value is bigger than 2's absolute value, my answer will be negative. Now I need to get rid of this negative 3 that's being multiplied by x. The opposite of multiply is divide, so I'll divide by negative 3, and if I do it on the left side, I have to do it on the right side. The negative 3 divided by negative 3 is a positive 1, so x is now alone, and negative 3 divided by negative 3, once again, is a positive 1. I need to go back and check to make sure that that's correct by plugging it back in here. So negative 3 times 1 is negative 3 plus 5. Negative 3 plus 5 is 2, so it does check out. On this one, we're going to deal with fractions. We've got x over 8 minus 1/2 equals negative 7 over 2. We're going to get rid of this negative 1/2, or this subtract 1/2, by adding 1/2 to both sides of the equation. The 1/2s cancel, so I have x over 8 equals 7 over 2 plus, well, negative 7 over 2 plus positive 1 over 2. We have the same denominators, so we're going to subtract the numerators since the signs are different. Negative 7 plus 1, if I subtract those, I get a negative 6, and you keep the denominator of 2. Well, negative 6 over 2 happens to be negative 3 when we divide. At this point, I have x divided by 8. And I still need to get the x alone, so the opposite of divide is multiply. So I'm going to multiply by 8 here, and if I multiply by 8 on the left side, I have to multiply by 8 on the right side. The 8's cancel, x is finally isolated, and I'm left with negative 24, because 8 times negative 3 is a negative 24. Now go back up here, and we can check that. And instead of doing it mentally in our head, since it deals with fractions, it's probably going to be a good idea to go ahead and write it down. Negative 24 over 8 minus 1/2. Let's see if it's negative 7 over 2. So we do not have common denominators here, but 8 does go into negative 24. So let's go ahead and change that to negative 3. 3 times 8 is 24. Minus 1/2. Okay, so we're going to put a 1 under that negative 3 and then do some of the butterfly math. So I've got a negative 6 here. When I multiply those two, 1 times negative 1 is negative 1 here, and then on the bottom, 1 times 2 is 2. So I'm left with negative 6 plus negative 1, which is negative 7 over 2. It did end up being the same thing. So this is the correct answer.